How did a sort of slightly chubby, balding Welshman end up sat in this office in a top sound company? I was thinking, how has this happened? I guess I just didn't really know what I wanted to do in my life for quite a long time, you know, and I was I love music. Music is my first love, still is. I want to be the next Chris Cunningham, you know. I want to make these kind of amazing music videos. I want to work with Aphex Twin. I love David Lynch and I love Roman Polanski and I love people like that, you know. And I was like, I want to make these really fucked up, twisted movies. When I went to UWE and I started on the course, it was called Time-Based Media then. And it was a really interesting setup because the first year was like a sort of revolving thing where you would get a chance, again like the Access course, we get to dip your toe in different sort of specialisms. How am I gonna earn some money from doing creative things? You know, you meet people, and that was the big key thing for me. I met this guy, and you know, we were good mates and stuff. And he was just finishing, so he was ahead of the game, you know. But then I got a call off my mate, this guy, and he said, "Look, I'm working on this movie, and they've asked me to go and do this somewhere else in a different department. Can you fill in? Yeah. You know, can you cover for me? And what are you doing?" Yeah. And I remember I took the call. I was actually in the warehouse in Sainsbury's, Winstoke Road. Yeah. I took the call and went, "Are you serious?" "Yes, of course. I'll be there now." You know? And then that's how my professional career started. Bristol, I mean, it's not that big actually. Bristol's relatively small. That's the cool thing about Bristol. It's not like London, where, you know, it's massive mecca, sprawling mecca, and, you know, I know everything's centralised, but Bristol's great because Bristol does sprawl a bit, but it's the actual centre of it's not particularly that big, you know? Yeah. So you will get to know pretty much everybody. Definitely Stokes Croft, this area here is a hive of activity, creative activity, you know? It's attracting kind of bohemian style, you know, creative types. Somehow I ended up in the car with Nick Park, and it was just me and him sat in the back of a car. All right. My girlfriend, she's a textile designer, you know, and we met in UWE in Bristol, and she was feeling like she needed a change. So we said, let's go for a holiday to New York. I worked on a short film, really beautiful short film, for this American guy from Maine. Your question was, why did I come back to Bristol? The simple answer is just because my visa ran out. Since I came back, I do workshops as well, I go into schools, whatever. Youth clubs I've gone into, I've done stuff in the Old Vic in Bristol, you know. I've gone into UWE, I've gone back to my Access course in Llanelli, and I've delivered a big talk there. So I've gone full circle in a way, you know.
As we begin our full circle, uncertain decisions cannot be avoided and must be made. However, the curves we engrave whilst learning helps maintain the circle shape. The key to our motion is to enjoy the ride as we make our own future. In the words of the late American poet M.C. Richards, all the arts we practice are apprenticeship. The big art is our life.